Welcome to Amit Thinks. In this video course, learn Jupyter Notebook and its concepts. Jupyter is an open source web application to run Python programs with ease. It supports over 40 programming languages, including Python, R, Scala, etc. In this course, we have covered the following lessons with live running examples. Let's start with the first lesson. Hello guys, welcome to Amit Thinks. In this video, we will learn what is Jupyter Notebook, its overview, components, and how we can begin with Jupyter. Let's start. So Jupyter Notebook is basically an open source web application. That is, it will open on your web browser. Okay. It allows you to work around Python projects and programs on a notebook. So notebooks are basically documents which you can create and easily share with others. You can share these notebooks even on Dropbox and GitHub. With that, Jupyter also supports more than 40 programming languages. That includes your Python, R, Scala, etc. So basically, Jupyter combines the following two components. That is, it is a web application also, and it also allows you to work around notebook documents. Okay, so the web application is a web browser based tool, I told you before, and the notebook documents are basically representation of the content which is visible on the web browser in the form of a web application. Okay, let's now see how we can install and set up Jupyter. To install Jupyter, to work around Jupyter and create Jupyter notebooks, we need Anaconda. So we will install Anaconda first, and after that we will show you how to begin with Jupyter. What is Anaconda? Anaconda is one of the most popular data science platform. It is basically useful for creating data science and machine learning applications with Python. So to work around Jupyter, we will install Anaconda. So guys, in this video we saw what is Jupyter Notebook, how we can learn about it, what are its components, and how we can begin with it. Thank you for watching the video. Hello guys, welcome to Amit Thinks. In this video we will see how we can easily download and install Anaconda on Windows 10. So Anaconda is one of the world's most popular data science platform. So let's see how we can install it. At first we will download it, go to the browser, here and type Anaconda. Press enter. On pressing enter, the official website is visible, anaconda.com. Click on it. So guys, we have reached the official website. Now directly go to pricing. Here in the free version will be also visible. Here is the free version and here are the paid versions. I'll go for the free version. Click on get started. So here is the distribution available for 64-bit operating system, that means Windows. If you want for Mac and Linux, you can click here. Let us click on download to download it. It's 594 MB. Now the download started. Let's wait for a few seconds. So guys, the exe file downloaded. Double click on it to install. Minimize this. Here is the setup. Click on next. Click on I agree. You can select any option for installation type. I'll select all users. Click on next. Choose installation location. I'll keep the default. If you want to change, you can click on browse. Keeping the default would be fine. It will take 3.5 GB. Click on next. Now you can see advanced options are visible. Keep it at default. That is register Anaconda 3 as the system Python 3.9. Click on install. Now the installation started. So guys, now you can see we have successfully installed Anaconda. Click on next. Click on next again. Click on finish. I'll uncheck these. Click on finish. So guys, in this video we saw how we can install Anaconda. In this video we will see how we can easily install and open Jupyter Notebook web application from Anaconda. After installing Anaconda, go to start, type Anaconda Navigator. Click on open. Now we have started the Anaconda Navigator. Herein you can see under home itself, all the applications are visible. And herein we have our Jupyter Notebook also. Here it is. Click on launch here. So Jupyter Notebook is basically a web application to create a notebook environment so that you can easily run your Python programs on a web browser. So I'll just click on launch. Now it will launch the notebook in your default web browser. Here it is, it has launched. Now we will create our first program. That is our first Jupyter notebook. So herein you can see the location of your system is visible. All these files are on my system. It is on localhost. Okay, so it's a web application. That's why it is on a web browser. So I'll just go to desktop and I'll create a new program on desktop. On desktop right now you can see we have Amit folder. So we can directly create a new folder here. How? By just clicking, let's say I'll click new here. Okay, after that you can directly create a text file or a Python 3 notebook or a folder. So I'll rather prefer to create a folder so that it's a completely different folder for you for project files. Here it is. Now you can see untitled folder is visible. Select it, and after selecting just rename it. So I'll name it to Amit Python. Okay. Now we have a separate folder, separate directory for our Jupyter notebooks. Click on rename. Now here is our Amit Python. You can right click and open link in new tab. Okay, we are inside our Amit Python folder, which is the following. Okay, now create a new Python file. Here in the notebook list is empty because we haven't created it. We have just created a folder Amit Python. Click on new and click on Python 3. That's it. It will go to a new tab and it will create a new notebook. So it has created a notebook inside our Amit Python folder. I'll open it and you can see here it is, but we haven't named it. So it is untitled.ipynb. I'll rename it. Okay, how? Just click untitled because the name was untitled and name it. Let's say I'll name it first notebook. Okay, rename. Now we have our first notebook. You can also check it from the folder first notebook. Okay, now here it is. You can directly create a program here. Type, let's say I'll print something. Let's say it's Amit Diwan. I am just printing my name. Now press shift plus enter. Here it is. It has printed the same. Now if you'll try to print something else, let's say I'll directly print 3 plus 2, 3 plus 3, let's say. I'll type shift plus enter. What should be result? It should be 6. Here it is 6. Now you can type other things also. Let's say 2 into 2 into 9 into 9, and I'll just press shift plus enter. So this is how you can work around your Jupyter notebook. Okay, now you can go to file and just click on save. I've saved it. Now you'll go here and here is your file. We saved it at 221 modified and the same time is visible here. Okay, so this is how you can easily create a first notebook on Anaconda using the Jupyter Notebook web application. Thank you for watching the video. In this video, we will see how we can easily work on cells in a notebook in Jupyter Notebook. So we have a sample notebook here. We created it. Let us create a new notebook and understand the cell concept completely. Go to file, click on new notebook and click on Python 3. You can see the link. It's under desktop, Amit Python folder. Name is untitled. You can change the name to, let's say, second notebook and click on rename. Now we have our second notebook here. You can check. So it was under desktop and we have our second notebook now here. Okay. Now minimize and we will add something, let's say. So before beginning that, this is a cell. Okay. So I'll be adding a code in a cell. You can add different cells in a single notebook, in a notebook. So let's say I'll add it Amit here and I'll just press shift plus enter to get the output. So this is the output of a cell. Let's say I'll print a number, press enter, shift plus enter. We printed it. Okay. Here it is. Okay, now let's say we have two cells now. You have kept the cursors here. We have two cells now. 1 and 2 means the cells. When you'll keep the cursor here, let's say I'll keep the cursor, it will automatically create a new cell. Okay, so let's say I want to delete this cell. Let's say I'll add a new text. Let's say I'll just add something. for an example, and shift plus enter. That's it, we added it. Now let's say you need to delete the third cell we just created. I'll just keep the cursor here and I'll go to edit, and herein I'll just click on delete. When I'll click on delete cell, the third cell will get deleted because I have selected it, delete cells. So it got deleted. You can see. In the same way, you can go to edit and work around cut cell, copy cells. You can do that easily. You can also undo the thing we just did, that is we deleted the cell, we can undo it. When I'll undo it, the third cell is visible again here. I'll keep the cursor here on the cell and I'll click on edit again. It will allow you to merge two cells. You can move this cell up or move it down. Let's say I'm explaining someone, so I want to explain the calculations first and this one later. So what I'll do, I can go here and I'll just click on edit and click on move cell up. It moved one location above. I want to keep this on the top. Keep the cursor here again and I'll just click on edit and click on move cell up. That's it. So now we have our calculations on the top. Okay, so this is very easy. Now you need to explain someone, you need to send this notebook to someone, to a newbie, to a naive user, to a layman user, to a beginner in Python. How you will explain him that what you are doing in the three codes in a single notebook. So for that, obviously we can add headings. How? Keep your cursor anywhere. Let's say I kept it here. Now I'll go to insert and I'll click on insert cell above. After clicking insert cell, I have my cursor here. I'll go to the following section and click on heading. Now you can also add heading. I told you this is how you can add heading. If you want a level 1 heading, hope you know in HTML we have levels for heading. If you want a level 1 heading, add a single hash. For level 2, add double hash and the heading here. For 3, add 3 hash. I'll show it to you. Click on OK. Now we have a single heading here. Let's say I'll add Python program. This is our level 1. I need to add a space here. I'll keep the cursor in space. Here is our level 1. Shift plus enter. That's it. Now let's say I'll explain it here again. I'll go to insert and click on insert cell above. Now herein I'll add level 2 heading. So after keeping the cursor, select heading, and now we will add level 2. Okay. Displaying calculations in a program. This is fine, no space. Shift plus enter. That's it. I have level 2. Now I'll add level 2 for all, because this is the first heading, Python program, complete Python program, and below we have our sections. Now I'll keep the cursor here and I hope you know what I'll do. I'll click on insert and click on insert cell above. Here it is. Convert to heading. Okay. Add 2 for level 2 and now displaying text in a quote. Shift plus enter. Now we have two H2 level 2 headings. So easier to explain. Do the same for the following. Now what I'll do, I'll just keep the cursor here and click on insert cell below. Right. So this will work for the following. Print 5 for a number. Convert it to heading. Okay. 2 headings, that is level 2. That's it. Displaying numbers in a Python program. Shift plus enter. So now we have our complete program. Let me minimize, and we have our complete notebook here, wherein I have a Python program with heading 1. This is our calculations because we are calculating here. This is for text and this is for numbers. That's it. So this is how you can work on cells. You can now click on cell here again. You can run a single cell, or you can run all the cells. You can go to edit. With that you can go to edit and you can split the cells. You can perform find and replace under cells. Okay. With that you can also cut the cells and copy cells and delete the cells. Okay. Now when you will go to file and click on print preview, let's say what is visible. It is visible in a proper format. Or you can go to the file to your second notebook, the following. You can, let's say, click on download as. Let's say I'll download it as HTML. Here it is. And when I'll double click, it will be visible in a proper way. Here it is, HTML file, so that you can explain it to anyone. Now I'll again go to second notebook. Click on download as, let's say .py Python file. Now it will download it. Now I'll right click and click on show in folder. Now it's visible here. Right click. Let's say I'm only showing it using a basic notepad. Even in that you can see your markdown code is visible, and this is how we worked around. And here you can see .py file is visible, and here is your code. Okay. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily work around the cells in notebook. We worked around cells, how we can add, delete, insert cell above, below, merge. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see what are the type of cells in Jupyter Notebook. So we saw the code and markdown styles before. So these are the types of cells. Firstly, code, markdown, raw, NB convert, and heading. So we saw that the following was our code format, the following was our heading, markdown. That is because to create our heading we used markdown here. We added single hash for h1 heading, double hash for h2 heading, and the same goes for all. For h3 we need to add 3 hash, for h4 4 hash, in this way till the h6 level of heading levels. This works. Okay, we also have this raw NB convert cell. So this raw NB convert is basically raw cells whose content is not evaluated by the notebook kernel. So when it is passed through NB convert, it will be rendered as desired. If you will type latex in a raw cell, the rendering will happen after NB convert is applied. Okay, we will be not using this, we will be using the rest of them. As I told you about the code, that the code cells are basically wherein you can write your Python statements. Okay, each cell is run, we saw before how. Here we saw, and we also saw the markdown cells. These are basically text formatted using markdown language. All kinds of formatting features are available, like you can bold the text, you can italic it. So guys, in this video we saw what are the types, 4 types of cells in Jupyter Notebook. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily set headings in our notebook. So here is a notebook, a sample notebook. The name is first notebook and saved on the desktop under Amit Python folder. I'll be adding 3 separate headings here, okay, for all my 3 basic programs in a single Jupyter Notebook. So I'll keep the cursor, you can just keep the mouse cursor here, I'll keep it here. I'll just go to insert and click on cell above. So I'll be creating a heading here. So I added a cell, but select heading instead of code, that's it. And here is your hint. For a level 2 heading, add 2 hash. For a single level heading, that is heading 1, add a single hash. For 3 level heading, add 3 hash. This goes on till level 6 in HTML also. Okay, so for a single I have added the following, and I'll name it, let's say, printing text. I'm printing a text name here, that's it. I'll press shift plus enter. I'll give a space and I'll add shift plus enter. Here it is, we have our heading 1 here now. Now what about the following second? Let's say I'll add a heading 2 here. Now I'll add the same insert cells above. Here it is, select heading, that's it. Now for 2 level heading I'll be adding 2 hash, that's it. So it converted printing numbers, that's it. I'll press shift plus enter and we have heading 2 here. You can yourself check the difference. Now goes for the third one. I'll go here, click on insert cell above and 3 hash. No, first click on heading. Okay, 3 hash. Okay, that's it, no space. Now I'll just mention something for just for the sake of a sample calculations, and I'll press shift plus enter. We have heading 3 here. So now we have 3 headings. So you can easily create headings in a Jupyter Notebook. You can check here. This is good for your own reference. When you'll go to file and click on download as, let's say I'll download it as HTML, and when I'll open it, double click directly from here, from the browser itself, and now you can see you can easily send this to anyone so that it's easier for them to understand what you are actually doing in your Python notebook. So guys, in this video we saw how we can add heading 1, heading 2, heading 3 in a notebook. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily display line numbers in code on cells in Jupyter Notebook. Herein you can see we have our code, but the line numbers are not visible. So line numbers are good if you let's say if you want to explain someone about your code, that what you did under the 3rd and 4th line, or whenever you are detecting errors, it's very important. The line numbers are important. So to enable it, under your Jupyter Notebook, under any of the notebook, click on the view menu. here and click on toggle line numbers. That's it. So here you can see it's written that you can show or hide line numbers in cells. So when I'll click on it, it will show the line numbers. Here it is. Now the line numbers are visible. Even if we are having a single line of code, it's visible here. Okay, and above also we wrote this code to install Matplotlib and the line numbers are visible. And the same can be seen here. Okay, if you want to again hide it, just like the initial one, go to view and click on toggle line numbers again. This will hide it. Okay, so guys, in this video we saw how we can easily toggle between show and hide line numbers on a cell in Jupyter Notebook. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily set up and run Numpy on Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda. In this video we will also run a sample program. First open your Jupyter Notebook. So we already have a notebook open. We will go to file and create a new notebook, Python 3. Let's name it third notebook and click on rename. Now it is under our desktop folder, Amit Python folder. You can check. Here it is, Amit Python folder on the desktop. And here is our third notebook file. Okay, so we will run our Numpy here, but first we need to install Numpy. For that, use an exclamation mark, type pip. Pip is used to download, install and manage Python packages. So while installing Python, you get an option to install pip also by default. So while installing Python, we also installed pip. Okay, so that we can work around it. Exclamation mark, install, and enter the library you need to install. So it's Numpy for us. So now after typing the command, click on run. Now we ran it successfully. Okay, now I'll type import command. The import command is used to import the particular library in your program. So I'll use an import Numpy and also use an alias using as. Now what is an alias? We used an alias as np so that we don't need to write Numpy text again and again. We use a shorter form. So np is here. Now when I'll run it, there won't be any error. Okay, so through this you can easily work around installing any library. Now let us quickly run our first program. Numpy is basically an open source Python library that will allow you to work with multi-dimensional arrays and matrices on Python. Okay, you can also use the mathematical functions provided by Numpy for all this stuff. Okay, Numpy stands for numerical Python and is basically written in Python and C. So let us create an array, a Numpy array. Let's say simply we type the first line, import Numpy as np. Now I'll just create an object and type use np.array, which is a predefined method to create an array. We are creating an array using tuples. So I'll just print n here. That's it, and press shift plus enter. That's it, we printed it successfully, 1 2 3. That's it. You can also print the type of it. Let's say I'll just print the type of our object. So shift plus enter. Here it is. It is showing it is an nd array object from Numpy. So this is how you can work around Numpy on Jupyter Notebook. You can go to file and save it. So guys, in this video we saw how we can work around Numpy, how we can install and create a first Numpy program on a Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily install and set up Pandas library on Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda. So Pandas is built on Numpy. So first we need to install Numpy. So we saw how we can install Numpy first by using the following command of Jupyter Notebook. Now let us install Pandas. I'll create a new notebook, file new notebook Python 3. Let me name it to fourth notebook, rename. Okay, and this is saved under desktop Amit Python folder. You can check desktop Amit Python folder, and we have our fourth notebook here. Okay, now guys, what we'll do, here is our fourth notebook. We need to install Pandas. So Pandas is basically an open source tool, okay, which is used for data analysis and manipulation. Okay, it is also used in statistics, finance, neuroscience, economics, web analytics, etc. Okay, so To install it, we'll be using pip just like we used for Numpy. Pip is used to download, install and manage Python packages. So while installing Python, you also get an option to install pip. So we installed it there. So we'll be typing the command here to install pandas, exclamation mark, pip space install pandas. Now I'll just click on run by keeping the cursor here. So we installed it successfully. Now you can see it has shown that we already installed Numpy, okay, and the other dependencies and packages for pandas. Now I'll use import pandas, and I'll use an alias as for pd. Why? So that we don't need to use the pandas word again and again. We will use pd now. That's it. Now we will run our first program. So to create, we have data frame and series in pandas. Okay, so data frame is basically a two-dimensional tabular data with rows and columns. So we can easily create it in pandas. For that we use the data frame method, pandas.dataframe. So I'll be quickly creating something for our data. That is our data set. Let me first run it here. Run, and there is no error. Now I'll write the code. So I'll add a data for our data set, which is under the following brackets. Okay, so I'll be adding student. So guys, we created this, and the following data is our data set. Okay, we added this data under our data frame method to create a data frame, and we displayed the record. Simple. So what we have here, we have 3 columns: student, rank and marks here. 5 values for student, 5 for rank and 5 for marks. This is our data frame. Now when I'll select this and run, it will shows the records. That is our data frame. Here it is showing us our records. You can see the following you must be noticing is our index. Okay, in our pandas tutorial we have discussed that how we can change this index. The default is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and it will get added on its own. So this is how you can work around pandas on notebook. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily install pandas using the pip. After that we ran pandas, and we also worked around a sample example. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily work around Matplotlib, set up and run our first Matplotlib program on Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda. Okay, so let's see. At first on Jupyter Notebook we'll be creating a new notebook, file new notebook. Let me rename untitled here to 5th notebook, which will be having our Matplotlib program. Click on rename. Here it is, saved under desktop, Amit Python folder. Here it is, Amit Python and 5th notebook. Here it is. Okay, now we have a new notebook here. So Matplotlib is basically an open source plotting library which is used to create interactive visualizations in Python. Okay, it is one of the most popular libraries for data visualization. You can create histogram graphs, bar graphs using the Matplotlib library. Let's see how we can install it on notebook. So to install any Python library package, we need pip. So while installing Python, we also installed pip. It gives us an option to install pip there itself. Pip is used to download, install and manage Python packages. So for the notebook syntax, we use the exclamation pip space install space the name of the package. That is Matplotlib, and click on run. That's it. We ran it successfully. There is no error. Okay, you can see it also installed other dependencies. Now we install the following Matplotlib. Now what I'll do, I'll just run it. For that, import Matplotlib. We'll be using the pyplot submodule because most of the Matplotlib utilities works under pyplot. Herein we will write import matplotlib dot pyplot, and we will add an alias plt, let's say, so that we don't need to use the following again and again. So I'll be directly using plt now because we use the as alias keyword. Okay, now I'll just run it to check that it is running successfully or not. Here it is running successfully. Now we will run our first plot. We will create a line quickly. For that, I'll be also using Numpy. Okay, because I'll be using the array method of Numpy. and the alias np. Now let us type the x points for our line. Okay, and the y points. Okay, this looks fine. Now what I'll do, I'll just use the plt, the following plt dot plot method of Matplotlib, and I'll just set these coordinates. That's it. And the show method of the Matplotlib plt, that is the plot pyplot, so that we can show the our line. Okay, now just click on run here. Okay, so this is our code. Just click on run. On running, it is showing us our line which we printed using Matplotlib. Okay, you can also now open it in new image and save it, and you can also download this complete notebook using the following options. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily work around Matplotlib. We installed it. We also saw how we can run it, and we ran our first Matplotlib program. That is, we displayed a single line, simple, using the x and y points coordinates. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily download our Jupyter Notebook in different formats. Okay, so here is our Jupyter Notebook opened on localhost, that is a web application. We created the following first notebook, and it's on the desktop. Here in you can see it's on the desktop, Amit Python first notebook.ipynb. So I just need to download this basic notebook just for an example. Using this web application Jupyter Notebook, we can easily download any notebook in .ipynb, the default notebook format, .py, .html, .pdf, .md, that is the markdown, and other file extensions. How? Just go to file, herein click on download as. So let's say I want to download it using HTML. I'll click on HTML, that's it, and it will download it. Okay, you can directly click on open here, and the HTML format will open. If you want to send someone, you can easily send it. Now if you want to download file, download as markdown format. I hope you know what is a markdown format. Here it is. Now you can right click and open it in markdown format after downloading. Here it got opened under markdown format, so it will open in your default ID. It opened for us in VS Code, and you can check the format. Okay, with that let's say I'll open it, download it in our ipynb, the notebook basic format. It will get downloaded in the same way. If you'll right click and show in folder, so here it is visible in ipynb format. You can also import it later. With that, I'll go to file and download as .py extension. Now it will download in a similar way. I'll right click and show in folder. So everything got saved here. If you want, you can check it. You can open it with notepad to check it. So .py extension, all the code is visible with proper formatting. In the same way, you can open .md also in your notepad. Here it is. I'm just showing it here. You can see. With that, you can also open your first notebook we saw before. When I'll open it in another app, let's say I'll open it in my notepad to just check the code. Here it is. Double click, and you can see it automatically created the complete file for our notebook. Okay, which I just opened it. Here it is visible here in your HTML format. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily download a Jupyter Notebook from the web application using any of these with any of these file extensions. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily import a notebook in our Jupyter Notebook on Anaconda. So we opened a new notebook, that's it. We don't want to add any code here, we just want to import an external notebook. So I'm having .ipynb file, another file, demo.notebook.ipynb on my system. I have saved in another drive because this is on the desktop right now. You can see this is what I am having right now, all these notebooks, but the one I am talking about right now is not on the desktop, it's under E drive. So to import it, it's very easy. Go to file, click on open, that's it. Click on upload from here. Now our file is under E drive, let's say, and here is our file demo notebook.ipynb. I'll click on it and let's see what will happen. It will upload it here. Click on upload. Now we have our ipynb file. I'll just click on it and that's it. It should open. So it opened here. This was in some other directory, but there was no issue in opening it. Now when you'll go to Amit Python, you can find your demo notebook is visible here because we successfully imported here. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily import a notebook from another directory or drive in a Jupyter notebook. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily open an already created notebook on Jupyter, that is Anaconda. So open your Jupyter. Okay, you can directly open it like this. Okay, so our notebooks were on the desktop folder under the Amit Python folder. I'll click. Here are our notebooks. Okay, you can also find this here. Here it was desktop Amit Python and our 5 notebooks. So this is what we are opening here. So if we want to, let's say, open the second or let's say the third notebook, so you just need to click here and it will open. Here it is. You can see the path and it will get opened here. In this we saw how to run Numpy. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily open already created notebook on a Jupyter notebook. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can work around keyboard shortcuts on Jupyter notebook. So whatever we have seen under our Jupyter, we can easily work around them using our keyboard keys. For that you need to go to help and click on keyboard shortcuts, and these are the keyboard shortcuts available already. If you want to select all the cells, you can type the following: pasting cells, running all the cells, running a single specific cell to save your notebook. Okay, with that you can also edit the shortcuts, or you can click close and click on help and click on edit keyboard shortcuts. So if you want to change the default keyboard shortcuts for any option, you can change it from here. Let's say you want to rename a notebook and want to type a key. Just on clicking that specific key, the rename notebook option is visible. You can set the shortcut here. For duplicating notebook, for scrolling your notebook, for hiding menu bar, displaying it, you can set any possible shortcut through here, any possible key on your keyboard. Okay, you can check. So you can set it by clicking here, okay, and typing the key. Let's say Control A, you can type here and you can just click on OK, that's it, and you can set the keyboard shortcuts. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily set our own keyboard shortcuts on Jupyter notebook. Thank you for watching the video.